is going on? Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Deborah with Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is the daily intuitive reading for Purusha Intuitive. I hope you are well today. Sending lots of love and blessings. Reconciliation just popped out. So we do all things health and wellness. I believe that is mind, body, soul, spirit, and that's where these readings come into play. We look at the general energy, the energy of the collective. So just make sure to remember that if it doesn't resonate with you, then the message is probably not meant for you, you know? If it does though, definitely heed its wisdom. The cards never lie. So this message is for Wednesday, November 30th. Happy end of November. We're in Sagittarian season. A lot has been shifting for us personally and kind of trickling into our lives. So the first card, I love this. The energy of the day is to receive. You know, it can be easy to get trapped in the hamster wheel of achieving our goals, the daily ins and outs, pushing forward. But we have to remember that ebb and flow of giving and receiving. And I love this, that level of acceptance, right? So, you know, yesterday the energy was really talking about how there is this new level of awareness, and I think when we're able to accept what things are, you know, the easier we can embrace the way to move forward. I was just having this conversation with someone where it's like, you know, it's almost this level of detachment that we don't have to hold on to anything too tightly, because when we do, we end up holding on to the things that might not be for our highest and best, or maybe are ready to shift out of our lives, right? Ooh. And this kind of is the power of choice. I love this card, right? So it is kind of remembering, like, yes, we can see, sense, and feel things about different people. You know, we can kind of like, you know, I don't know, but there's this level, I guess what I'm getting at is there's this level of just recognizing that it is about what we choose. It's what we align with. It's where we kind of put ourselves in terms of people, places, and things. That really dictates what kind of life we're gonna live. You know, if we're hanging around a bunch of hooligans or people that make us feel like shit or whatever, then it's cultivating more of that in our life, you know. And this is, it's, I think what I'm hearing about this energy is it's being mindful of the places that we idealize, demanding like a certain level of perfectionism or for things to look a certain way. And then we don't specifically end up giving ourselves grace. Or it's this understanding of just like accepting what the circumstances are. Because from that place of acceptance, then we can receive, you know. And I feel like you're learning this, you know, and this is a collective energy that's manifesting right now, is we're learning to really tap into and make choices according to how we authentically want our life to look. I mean, this is, you know, this energy, again, it's been coming up a lot lately. Two of Cups energy is about love and partnership and coming together and harmony and being. And so I feel like this situation that's kind of been looming for a little bit. Oh, there's that Four of Cups energy. Four of Cups is that value of not taking things for granted. And I feel like whatever you're dealing with, you know, there's a level of attraction to it. There's, you know, I feel like there's some synergy with this person, with this situation, but, you know, they're not really showing up in a way where they're understanding you know, the moral of this story is that usually in the traditional tarot, it's like a dude and he has 3 cups. And then there's this 4th cup over here, and he's only paying attention to this, but not this, right? And it's essentially not seeing the value of what potentially could be there. And I feel like with whatever you're dealing with, they're looking at it in this very like kind of one singular way, hence that like the blinders. And I think a lot of it is maybe a level of fear. On their end. You know, for you, it's, I feel like there might be an offer coming your way today. Someone's coming in, this person, giving you something. I feel like this level of hesitancy, I feel like this is someone that you've dealt with before. And while they might not be approaching you in the same way that they have in the past, I don't specifically think that their energy has changed. They're not really looking at the reasons they're making the decision to connect, to reach out to you. You know, I feel like they think like, oh, you know, I'm trying to, you know, like it's kind of like a friendly, hey, like I want to show you that like, hey, I'm your friend and we're kind of vibing in the same way and it's okay and I'm safe. But like I said, their motives, the way that their motives, they're not even really aware of like these subconscious motives that they have. And it's kind of provoking a lot of, just a lot of emotion within this situation. It kind of feels like things are really fuzzy. That's what I keep hearing. You know, you kind of, you're not really sure what to make of it because you can see and sense what, you know that this person is interested in you on some level, but you also know that they're not really like valuing what you bring to the table. But they think, you know, oh yeah, no, I'm working with you. Like, what do you mean? Like, I value you, you know, and I don't feel like they see that. And it kind of messes with you a little bit is what I'm hearing, right? I think that they don't see the places that the intention is there, the desire is there, but the follow through is lacking. And they're not really aware of that. And I feel like you know, honestly, it looks to me like they do a good job at sucking you in, you know? There's something that they're giving to you. There's this receiving card, right? That's the first card. And I feel like you might be accepting it on some level. It's some type of gift. It's an offering, whether that comes through a conversation of them being honest and heartfelt, or, you know, where they try to show you inadvertently like, hey, yeah, you know, we can be friends. We can like figure this out type vibe. But again, they're kind of coming at it from that space of pain, sadness, grief, not really seeing their intentions and not really seeing the places that they're not able to kind of show up for you, for the situation, you know, in a mature way. Like it's kind of putting their money where their mouth is. And so it just leaves a lot of imbalance. It leaves a lot of imbalance in the dynamic between you two, or between you and this situation. And that's where I feel like that power of choice is coming into play. This is about aligning with what we want. I talk about that a lot, right? But I think sometimes we don't realize the practical aspect of manifesting. That, yeah, it's about saying affirmations, believing that you're drawing that thing in. Ask, believe, receive, you know, yes, the secret is true, but it's like, it's this other level of like, we can't just, you know, like wish for it or hope for it, or like, you know, it actually has to be embedded, embodied in our being, you know. And part of that means, the practical part of that means is when person, place, or thing is not matching the energy of what we want to have in our life, we have a choice, you know, and that choice is powerful, because the choice is showing whether we are listening to our heart and honoring what we truly want, or whether we're honoring this idea, this fantasy, you know, of what we want the thing to be, right? Because this situation that you're working with, they're not on the same page as you, and that has come through many times. And the way that this situation is playing out is it's someone who can't really make up their mind, you know. There's always this level of indecision. And part of that is manifesting for you as, you know, places where maybe you're not valued as you ought to be. And I don't think this person is intentionally trying to like devalue you. I don't get that sense, because they want to believe that they are this mature, wise individual, that they're adding value to the relationship, to the situation. Again, like I said, not really truly seeing. But for you, you know, I think for you it's yeah, I mean, I think that there is a little bit of toxic exchange with this, and that manifests in the way that you want them to be this certain thing for you. You want the relationship to look a certain way, but it always kind of leaves you like left out, you know. Their indecision, their inability to show up, you know, it's just like someone, like, I feel like this is someone that has been in your life for a long time, that just kind of banks on the fact because they've been around for a while, they get to stay, you know, type thing. But a lot of it is tying back into your value, right? Like, if you are not seeing, you know, kind of like this, like if you're not seeing someone kind of respond back to you with that element of value and respect, is it really worth your time and your energy? And not saying you have to write them off or whatever, but you both have a lot going on individually. And as much as there's trying to find like harmony and balance within this situation, oops, sorry, these are upside down, you know, this person, like, I feel like they're kind of still in this exploration stage, finding out like how they feel, where they belong, you know. They're kind of more working with what they have is what I am hearing. Like, they're not really willing to explore too much deeper than what is going on presently. So how your relationship is now, how it has been in the past, that is how it's going to be. That is the cycle, that is the dynamic. They're not really, like I said, they're not willing to look too far beyond that. And that's really why it becomes your devil, because this is something that, like, it's toxic patterns that we get caught up in. It's when we let someone control and manipulate the situation. And that's exactly what this was saying in the beginning, you know. If this person can't acknowledge the place, like their real motives and intentions, you know, trying to suck you back in with this false front, and you get sucked back in, of course it's going to be triggering that stuff for you. And the thing is this might be something that you've wanted. This might be something that you've even manifested or had in your heart for a long time. you know, but it's short-lived is what I'm hearing. The waning gibbous, that's when you're like releasing, letting go. It's the time of the moon phase after the, actually I'll pull one more on your guys' connection. After the full moon, when we manifest and we're kind of, you know, kind of getting things out of our way at that point. Because we're seeing what has come in. We're seeing kind of, okay, I manifested this, and then now what is my next step for my new goals? So this is creating a really rebellious dynamic between you two, unfortunately, because I feel like you're trying to grow and evolve and move beyond the past. And, you know, there is connection with this person, but I feel like you guys are just not on the same page, you know, and I feel like this person isn't really willing to, like I said, look much deeper. So you both end up being, you know, kind of like, well, I'm doing it this way, well, I'm doing it this way, and it's really hard to find that balance and harmony, hence that Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is when we're like juggling a bunch of stuff, and we don't really have a lot of grounding when we're in that space. So, you know, I feel like today a lot of it is about just like being mindful of your choices and making choices that are in alignment with what you want, not what you want the situation to be, right? Like realizing this is what it is, and so now I have to make a choice accordingly. I hope it helped, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I super appreciate you. If you like the videos, definitely do a double thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let's build the community and get the word out there. I hope lots of love, lots of blessings. Hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thank you so much.